paper is worth more than gold. The grocery stores are empty. A handshake or hug is off limits. All the beaches and hiking trails are closed. Surfing is illegal. Every school and small business is closed, and the whole world is on lockdown. Sounds like a bad dream, doesn't it? Well, crazy enough, this is the world that we're living in today. My goal today is to tell you how my life has been affected by the coronavirus pandemic. I'm credible to talk about this because for the last month and a half, I've been living through this pandemic and currently still living through this pandemic. I will discuss how this pandemic has affected my life in 3 ways: academically, socially, and psychologically. I'll start with academically. My life has changed by the school campus closing down and my classes being moved online, and the change of the syllabus and coursework in many of my classes. Santa Barbara City College closed their campus on March 12, 2020. That night I got the email. I immediately decided that I'd be moving home the next day. I packed everything I owned in my apartment, besides my furniture, into my car and left in the morning. I only live about an hour and a half away, so the drive wasn't bad at all. In my mind, everything went south so fast, and the closing of the campus really put into perspective how serious this virus was, so I was happy to go home and be with my family. The first 2 weeks of being home had a really uncertain and confusing feeling in the air, and I had to adapt living with my parents and little brother again. The first week of online classes gave me a feeling of both happiness and sadness. Before the school closed, some of my teachers said their goodbyes and others never thought it would close. So when I saw all my professors and other people in my classes through Zoom, it made me so happy to see some familiar faces, but also really sad that this was the reality we are in, video chatting instead of in-person class. I love being around people, and I really dislike staring at my phone and computer all day, so moving to online classes was a huge change in lifestyle for me. Lots of my teachers also started to operate Zoom meetings differently from each other, and multiple times I couldn't find the link to log into a class and ended up missing classes by accident, which I would have never missed in person. All of my classes, except for math, changed the course material because it wasn't possible to continue the way we were doing during the semester. For the most part, I was relieved. All my final tests had been changed to projects and assignments. However, I was also pretty bummed because all my teachers had assigned everything due by the last week of school. I didn't like this because it made it really hard for me to figure out what to prioritize and finish first. I felt overwhelmed at times since I had so many different things to do, but I've managed to stay on track to completing all my assignments. Academically, my life did a complete 180-degree turn. Within the campus closing, my classes being put online, and my teachers changing the classes for the remainder of the semester. I definitely prefer in-class learning and miss interacting with all my teachers and friends during class. This pandemic has brought a huge social change to my life. The only social life I have now is through FaceTime, Skype, or saying hi to someone across the street on a walk. The pandemic has affected my social life within my school experience, my family, and my friends at home. This was my first semester at SBCC, and about 2 or 3 weeks before the campus closed, I just found my group of people and made some awesome new friends. I was feeling like I found a community of people that like to do the same things that I like to do. I had plans to go rock climbing and help build gardens and found people to go surfing with. Everything felt like I had just clicked until everything stopped and we all had to go home. I'm super hopeful that we'll all see each other next semester and continue to hang out, but it was still such a bummer to be so excited about new friends and then have that suddenly taken away. Currently, my social life consists of my mom, my brother, my dog, and no one else in person. My mom has a compromised immune system and is at more risk of the coronavirus than others. So with this in mind, I've taken the stay-at-home order really seriously. I still go on walks and bike rides by myself, but I don't hang out with my friends because I don't want to bring the coronavirus back home to my mom, and I also want to help flatten the curve and reduce the spread of the virus. I think my family is doing really well for being around each other 24/7. We give each other space, we suggest things to do, and we try not to push each other's buttons because everybody's feeling a little stressed and uncertain right now. Within my friends at home that came home from college, I'm blown away at how many of them do not take the quarantine or stay-at-home order seriously. It's been really frustrating to watch everybody treat the quarantine as an early summer and go into the beach and having parties or going on road trips. Maybe it wouldn't be a problem if they had a tight group of people that they only hung around, but my friends are hanging around a different person every day and totally disregarding anything that the CDC or World Health Organization is telling us to do. I don't really understand why these people think that the rules of the pandemic that the whole world is following applies to everybody else except them. Of course, I miss my friends and I miss hanging out with people, but I know in the long run, it's better to stay home now, otherwise this pandemic will just keep continuing. So overall, my social life has changed completely, and I'm going to continue to stay home and stay safe. Watching my friends treat this as no big deal has been frustrating, but I know I can only control myself and hope for the best for the people around me. And I'm super excited to go back to school, hopefully sooner than later. There's a huge global consciousness happening during this pandemic, a realization that as humans, we're all connected to each other and need to come together and work together to help each other out during this time. During the coronavirus pandemic, I've used my time to heal and reflect, create, listen to myself, and make healthy lifestyle changes. Psychologically, I feel so healthy and the most grounded I have felt in a really long time. I use my time to connect with myself and listen to my body. Every morning, I wake up and start the day with yoga and a meditation. I've been following a 21-day meditation about abundance by Deepak Chopra, and it's a nice and cleansing way to start my morning. With the abundance meditation, there are daily tasks and affirmations to follow and center my thoughts around each day. One of my favorite affirmations has been, today and every day, I give what I want to receive. During this quarantine, I've made a huge effort to eat healthier and quit my addiction with sugar. 2 weeks into the quarantine, I started the Whole30 diet. The Whole30 diet is doing 30 days with no added sugar, alcohol, grains, dairy, or legumes like lentils or beans. I already don't eat a lot of dairy or drink a lot of alcohol, but I do have a sweet tooth and I eat processed chips and breads and stuff. So cutting out all the grains and sugar was a great way for me to control my sweet tooth, so to say. I'm on my 4th week at the Whole30 diet and I feel really good and clean. My body feels happy and energized and natural. I don't crave any of the sweets or processed foods that I used to. It's awesome. I also feel really good during this time because I make an effort to stay active and follow my creativity. Every single day, usually before sunset, I go on a bike ride around my neighborhood. This is my favorite way to end the day because if I have a busy day at home, going on my bike ride and listening to my music is the most freeing feeling in the world. It lets me let go of all the stress that may have built up throughout the day, and I always feel happier and healthier after. My family and I also started our first home garden during this quarantine, and it's been so fun and exciting to plant so many different fruits and veggies and start to become sustainable on our own. Getting in the dirt and being outside has been so healing and a great new way to spend our time. Our garden also has inspired me to be more creative and create more art and paint more. Creating is such a huge part of what I love to do, and whenever I take the time to paint or create anything, I feel really happy. By starting my day with yoga and meditation, eating a healthy and natural diet, and staying active and creating new things, my mental health has felt really good and really strong. This pandemic has psychologically helped me get in tune with myself and focus on who I am, who I want to become, and just help me relax. In conclusion, I feel truly grateful to be where I am and healthy during this time. The coronavirus has affected me academically, socially, and psychologically in many different ways. Personally, this pandemic is a huge reminder that each day is a gift, and I'm so grateful to be alive and have a loving family. It's such an important time to spread love and kindness because we're all in this together. So I'll leave you with the words of Ellen DeGeneres. Be kind to one another. Thank you.